Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel, and we're gonna have some fighting words. But before we go any further, you already know the routine. I need for you to like this video and also please subscribe to my channel. So Jake Paul will be fighting Tyron Woodley this weekend, and the question is, or should I say, what was brought up several times was throughout the week. As a matter of fact, Jake Paul has been saying that he will fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, I know a lot of people hear that and laugh at it. I'm like, what does Canelo gain from fighting you? He gains a mega payday from fighting Jake Paul. That's what he gains. It won't get him fans. I don't believe it's gonna get Canelo any fans, but it's definitely gonna make his bank account get bigger. If Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley do well enough numbers, and I'm pretty sure they will. Actually, I think they're gonna do really well in terms of numbers. And he looks really good doing it. Let's just say he knocks out Tyron. I think he could get his wish. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I'm going to have to call a spade a spade. Listen, some people get to jump the line. It's the truth. Look at Conor McGregor. The man hasn't won a fight since like 2017 or something like that. And yet he keeps jumping the line. He just, what are you going to do about it? He jumps the line. He can jump the line. Floyd Mayweather, if he were to come out of retirement right now and said, I'll fight Canelo for all the belts, Canelo would jump at it. He gets to jump the line. Manny Pacquiao, if he were to come out of retirement, and forbid Manny Pacquiao does not get presidency, that's all I got to say. He's definitely coming back, and he's coming back with a vengeance and a fury. But he's going to jump the line. And Jake Paul, unfortunately, listen, with the following that he has, he's going to jump the line. And he could actually potentially fight for a belt, as crazy as that sounds. Now, I know you're probably all thinking, well, there's a huge weight difference between the two. Jake Paul's walking around at like 220, on a heavy day. And Canelo, probably 175, 180, on a heavy day. I don't even think 180. Less than that, 170 something, but that's not a fully conditioned, fully trained Canelo. Granted, he has fought heavier, so I'm not going to say what Canelo can't do, and I'm certainly not going to say what Canelo isn't willing to do. But I could see this fight happening. I totally can. Listen, Canelo's never going to get his chance to put his hands on Floyd again, and he's not going to get the chance to put his hands on a Manny Pacquiao. In terms of paydays, who is there? We haven't seen Errol Spence fight in a long time. We don't know exactly what he can generate at this current moment. And that's not putting him down. I just don't know. You've been gone for a minute, to be quite frank. So I really don't know what he can generate. And if anybody's really going to believe that Errol Spence is going to go from 147 and not having fought like in well over a year to go jump up, fight Canelo, and somehow win. It's not believable. However, if Canelo were to fight a Jake Paul in a spectacle match, well then, everybody hates Jake Paul and everybody wants to see him get knocked out anyway, and everybody wants him to stop posing as a boxer anyway. Send Canelo up there. Canelo gets a big fat check. Jake gets the thought of, actually touching one of Canelo's belts, and Jake Paul gets knocked out, because that's exactly what's going to happen tactically. Jake Paul's going to get knocked out. I think Canelo will play with him for a few rounds. Jake would actually think he's better than what he really is, and he would actually mess around and really hit Canelo. And then he would tick Canelo off. And then, as Canelo likes to say, in Mexico, we don't mess around. And he's going to lay Jake Paul down. So, but it will be great TV. It'd be great for us to watch Jake get knocked out, I suppose, viciously, very brutally, and it'll probably keep him out of the sport. Because I don't foresee him walking or talking the same way ever again after a vicious Canelo Alvarez knockout. And it will be vicious. So, there you go. Could it happen? Possibly. Possibly. Yeah, it can. Look at what Jake Paul can generate. It can possibly happen. But it's a short video, and I just had to bring it up because Jake Paul has been saying it throughout the week. And if he's successful against Tyron Woodley, we could possibly be seeing it. But you tell me what you think down below, and as always, please like, please subscribe.